Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Father's Day to the fatherly homies out there. I appreciate it. It's your friend, Cheap Ludes. If you're wondering where I've been the past 2 weeks and why I haven't really had a regular upload schedule, it's because I've been busy trying to make my apartment look like it's actually inhabited by a human or inhabitable at all. So I've been trying to get furniture. I've been trying to do all this stuff. It's been a huge pain. I've also been doing some stuff I'm not going to talk about in the video. It's good stuff, promise. But I have the ugliest couch here behind me that you've ever seen. Either it was someone's grandma's couch who definitely died, so maybe there's a specter attached to it. I'm not entirely sure yet. Or the worst coke dealer you've ever seen's couch. Either way, probably someone died on it. But you know what? It's here. I cleaned it, so it's fine. Now, speaking of specters, let's open up our third eye here and try to predict what we're going to see in my team this week. I feel like probably for the first time since All-Star break, we know, without obviously having it leaked, we know exactly what we're getting this weekend for Friday content. It's not shocking at all when we see what we're going to see. The NBA draft is right around the corner. Spoilers, I guess. We're going to see Wembanyama and Scoot and Brandon Miller and stuff. It's not exactly shocking. We get them around the same time every year. So let's get the less important stuff out of the way and talk about the week, right? Monday, we're getting Don Ole for sure, since they tease the next three up. I don't know if that's something they're going to continue to do, or it was just a one-time flub up. Maybe they were lazy because of the long weekend, so they just put all the cards in the game at one time. That seems more likely. So either way, he looks okay. I personally like the all-time spotlights thing. I've seen people kind of hate on it because the cards aren't the greatest or whatever, but we did get Nedelicki and Steven Jackson right off the bat. I can say that those are two cards that are better than anything I expected from this. Even someone like Sigma is kind of better than what I expected. Terry Cummings is probably the best possible card I would have expected when this was first announced, right? Obviously, as you can see, I haven't not just been neglecting videos. I've also been neglecting playing this game at all because I have 2 total all-time reward cards. So I'm almost done with the Nedelicki one, though. I just have to play the 5v5 game, but I've neglected this game completely over the last 2 weeks. I'm not even going to get the limited reward, which I'm sure is going to be absolutely gas, and I'm going to be super upset because I just didn't have time to play last week. So that's on me, I guess, but that just means it's going to be someone heat, Invincible Greg Ostertag or something. I just really hope that's not the case. But I just kind of feel like it is. For some reason, they've gone heavy with the East. Maybe there's some chronological reason that I'm just not connecting with my brain right now as to why they went East first, because they've done 12 Eastern Conference teams and only a few Western Conference teams. So the only ones left are the Bulls, the Cavaliers, and the Hawks. The players that we're getting from them, very easy. I think it's either going to be Bob Love or Jerry Sloan. They might wing it and go Horace Grant, but I feel like these are the two. More likely Bob Love. From the Cavaliers, it's going to be Larry Nance or a 1970s guy, World Be Free, or Campy Russell or Bingo Smith. The Hawks is a little bit trickier. I would say my boy Stiff Hagen's probably up there towards the top. If it's not him, it's going to be Joe Caldwell. Maybe they wing it and go Kevin Willis or Tree Rollins, but I feel probably not. The Western Conference, it's actually tough when it comes to the Clippers, because they could go Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, they could go any of these guys realistically. I think Chris Kaman's out, but everyone else is very possible. I would lean more towards power forward, small forward Bob McAdoo, because I feel that's a crowd pleaser, but that's just me. The Jazz, it's weird. I feel Daryl Griffith makes the most sense, but they might go Hornacek or Darren Williams. Who knows? Did they do the Kings yet? I feel they didn't, but I feel it's going to be Wayne Embry, personally. Maybe they go wild with it and go Mike Bibby because they love to throw a small guard in the mix, but who knows? I'm not going to speculate on every team, just a few that I think are interesting, the Lakers. I feel Michael Cooper is the most logical choice here for what they would actually want to do, because we know we're getting an endgame Wilt, so it's not going to be Wilt, right? The Rockets, yeah. Rudy Tomanovich or Calvin Murphy, I would say. Maybe Otis Thorpe or Kenny Smith or something. That kind of makes the most sense. I don't really like any of those choices. None of those really excite me and, kind of burn a fire within my inner core, but it's all good. San Antonio Spurs, probably Larry Cannon, maybe, or I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe they wing it out and go with Sean Elliott. I feel we got a Sean Elliott not too long ago, so Yeah, I would say probably like Larry Kanon's the way to go there. But we're going to be getting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have no idea what teams are going to be which day because obviously we don't know. But I'm going to try to work on this week. Maybe like get some of these done. At least get some of the players that I want or need for different teams. Each one takes about like 30 to 40 minutes max to do, which is like a pretty small, manageable grind that anyone can do. So I recommend like doing them just because you're getting free cards. Not all of them are going to be elite, but there are guys like Steven Jackson and Bob Nedelicki that are incredibly good and can compete with some of the better cards in the game. Not going to say they're better, not going to say they're even at the same tier, but they can compete, right? Wednesday, we're not getting anything. Thursday, we're not getting anything as far as content goes. Tuesday, we're also getting a Rush set. If I had to guess what the Super Pack theme is going to be, I would say probably Evos, but I don't know. So maybe they'll give a bunch of Evos to a bunch of older cards. I'm not going to try to speculate on what cards those are. I truly have no idea. It could be anyone. I would say older top tier cards are more likely. Like maybe the new edition guys get one, like Wade, Oscar Robertson, James Worthy, Chris Bosh, etc. They stopped doing that token thing for some reason. Like they're just like not doing that anymore, which it's one of those things where it gets annoying because it's like, okay, 2K, you had a good idea. You're giving like older reward cards that you can buy for tokens. When I say reward cards, I mean like former packable guys that you can buy with tokens for like a discounted amount because they're not really like in meta right now. But then you made it limited time. Everyone kind of got mad, so you just stopped doing it. Just don't make them limited time. Just make it like one, or only have it available for like 12 hours. Like just do something like that. It doesn't need to be like 400 limited quality or something. I promise. I think I said quality, but quantity. You know what I'm talking about. Just don't do that. It's all good. Like I promise you don't have to do it. I swear. I feel like they're gonna try to do. Well, I felt like they were going to do throwback moments, but I feel like the all-time spotlights are kind of like their throwback moments, but I'd like to see something. I just need a Greg Ostertag card. I don't know if he's ever had a moment in his life, but, I need one regardless. Now, Friday's content, we obviously know exactly what that's going to be. That's going to be this year's rendition of the next set. So, I mean, kind of looking at, like, we're going to get Wemby, obviously. It's going to be similar to past years where it's like all the new drafty guys are going to be the normal kind of dark matters in the set. Obviously, we're going to get like 5 or 6 different Wembanyayas from this point forward. We know that already. So obviously, we're going to get Victor. We're going to get Brandon Miller. We're going to get Scoot Henderson. We're going to get Thompson probably because he's like a 6'7" point guard. That's actually pretty cool. We might get like Cam Whitmore. I'll be honest, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to college basketball or like the upcoming NBA draft. I just know like the top 3 guys. It's like one of those things where I feel like this draft is exactly the same as like the LaMelo, Anthony, and why am I forgetting the last one? Oh, James Wiseman. I feel like it's very similar to that draft where like outside of those top 3 players, you just don't hear about the rest of them, even though they're all like pretty good. So I'm just kind of looking through and seeing like who would make the most sense to be in the game. It's like a Derek Lively, I guess. Sure, why not? I like this guy's name, Jalen Hood Shift something. I don't know. Put him in the game. He's like a 6'5" guard. They love those. So let's go. This guy's named Kobe Buffkin. Yeah, throw him in the game also. Sure. So who knows exactly who we're going to get. They're just going to be like basically endgame cards to a certain extent. They're all going to have like meta saves, meta jump shots, and this is what they do every single year, right? So Wemby's obviously going to be cracked. I do wonder if off rip they put him at small forward, but I think they'll do power forward center for this Wemby, and then I think after that we'll get like a small forward, power forward, and possibly even like a shooting guard or a point guard version of Wemby at some point. That's just something to kind of expect because that's just like that 2K does. Like, not shocking. They're also going to throw in last year's NBA draftees, right? So when I say that, because last year and the year before they did this. So what we're going to see is we're going to see probably an Invincible Paolo, possibly even an Endgame Paolo, honestly. Probably Endgame Chet Holmgren, if I had to guess. And then we'll see like Invincible Paolo, Invincible Jabari, maybe like an Invincible McMatherin. You know, because they're going to do that. Dyson Daniels may pop up, I guess, or Sohan maybe. I don't know. They're probably going to do like 4 or 5 total cards from last year's draft or maybe past drafts. I don't know if they're going to go that route. The last 2 years, they've just done it from the draft before. So I would expect that they're going to continue to do that, though I feel like the names are kind of like not as hyped as like the past couple years personally. I don't know. The Cade draft was kind of boring in my opinion. I'm sorry, Detroit Pistons fans. I really apologize. I do think he's going to be a good player, but just like the names in that draft bore me, and I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, so I don't know. Did they go with an end game last year? I have to check because I honestly don't remember because I had issues pulling end games for I don't know like the entire time. Yeah, Scotty Barnes was the end game last year. Yeah, I'll take that back. Evan Mobley and Cade and Scotty Barnes. That was kind of decent. So yeah, I would guess that we'll get like an end game Chet, Invincible Paolo, Invincible Jabari, and then maybe like one more Invincible. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like Benedict Mathurin. That would be my assumption. Anyway, though it could be realistically anyone. But I feel like that makes the most sense. Unless they're going to do troll stuff and put like Jaden Ivey in the mix, it's very possible, I suppose. Like, it's not exactly shocking that they would do that. I am cautiously optimistic for the next set. They're usually pretty good. I mean, I'm looking through like the last two next sets, and like I feel like last year was kind of meh, but the 2 years prior were fire. Like Chet was pretty good. I feel like I didn't use any of these guys. Like I remember people using Dyson Daniels a little bit, and I remember people running Mark Williams for a little bit as well, for sure, because like he had that Giannis base. It was kind of gas, but I feel like people didn't really use these cards that much. I do vaguely remember some people running like Johnny Davis. I think I ran Mathurin for a little bit because he had like base 99, that Gerald Wallace release. I really like that, but these cards were kind of not as hyped as the year prior and the year prior before that, because I remember people running Mobley and Wiseman like crazy. Now, obviously, Victor Wembanyama is going to be so expensive. Like, he's going to be so pricey because he's Wemby. He's one of the most hyped prospects that we've seen since probably LeBron, honestly. Maybe Durant. I remember Durant being hyped quite a bit, but I would say he's up there in like the LeBron category of hype. So he's going to be super expensive. It's actually very possible he's himself is more expensive than like the actual Invincibles. So definitely more than like Jabari Smith and like Paolo. Once again, they're probably going to, this is what they'll probably do, right? If I had to guess, they'll do the same thing where you can buy the Invincibles for 175K, and then it'll be 200K, and you'll be able to choose endgame, whoever the endgame is. I would guess it's Chet Holmgren or Wembanyama, right? That is what I guess. They might even go straight Invincible on Wemby. Like, they could put out two different Wembys. Like, they're gonna have at least 5 by the end of the year. Like, there's no question about it. 2K sees money-making opportunities. They're gonna throw it at us for sure. Everyone's gonna want a Wemby, and they're gonna provide that. I mean, remember what they did back in 2K20, where they dropped the next set, and then that whole summer, every time they released a pack drop, there was like a next player in them, just like a different, similar version of them. So like everybody had one at some point, right? They're probably going to continue to do that. So just breathe and accept that if you want Wemby, just like wait like 2 weeks. Like, I promise you'll have him, like, for significantly cheaper. There's going to be a point at the end of this year where pretty much every game you load up in, whether that be like Clutch Time Online or like Unlimited, is going to probably contain at least one Wemby in some capacity. So as always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. Like I said, I'm going to be back to like a more normal and a more regular upload schedule here shortly. Got everything figured out now. I just have like one thing that I'm doing right now that is going to maybe hinder that a little bit, but it's all good. It's a good thing. Yeah, I will catch you guys later. If you're a father, dog, like, chill today. Don't be doing any construction projects or going to Home Depot or anything. Just relax, okay? If your wife starts getting on you about it, you tell them this is your day and you deserve it. Also, like, if you want to go smoke mid in the garage, go do that. Please go do that. De-stress yourself.